episode of HollowLyfe.
It seems the weather is not in favor of today because it is cold as shit. I haven't really seen the sun in like all week. Life in nature. Life in nature. You can't predict it. All you can do is love it, man. Take it from me, because I've worked through hurricanes. I've worked through tornadoes. I've been in places cold as shit. I'm very well versed. I don't like the cold, bro. I'd rather be well, if I had to choose, I probably would rather be cold than hot, because when you're cold, you can double up. When you're hot, it doesn't matter how much fucking clothes you take off, you're just gonna be fucking hot. So I'd rather be that. Here we are, guys. It's your boy Hollow. Today, I have a very, very interesting conspiracy theory that I would like to share with you guys today, because I believe in conspiracy theories. I'm sure everybody believes in conspiracy theories, even if they don't think they believe in it, but I believe everybody believes in conspiracy theories. Here's my favorite conspiracy theory, that everything will be all right. Now, that's not to say things in life are going to go the way you want them to, and you're going to achieve all the dreams that you think you want and know you want and things of that nature. It's just to say that in the end, things are going to be okay. I used to think that things needed to go right in my life personally for me to feel like I'm okay. I used to think that happy things need to happen in my life for me to be happy. But then ultimately I realized that for 24 years that I've been living in this short duration of time, I've been unhappy, I've been depressed, I've had anxiety, I've had panic attacks, ADHD, all these little other fuckwater things that people diagnose on people these days. And I always thought to myself that it's mentally crippling, and unknowingly I convinced myself that I'd never be happy despite everything. I realized how much of that is a lie up until last year, October, that I was just convincing myself so I didn't have to actually do the work. And it was because I was scared of being happy. I was scared of actually going to live life and see what's out there. I was scared to accept the bad. I realized if 24 years things have been going terribly wrong and hurtful and damaging for me, am I willing to allow myself to suffer for another 24 years before I decide to just say fuck it and just still find a way to be happy? Now, a lot of people are going to argue with this because I was once in their shoes. So I understand that there's complacency in misery. Misery loves company. There's a reason why negativity is a lot more infectious than positivity, because us as human beings, we're hardwired to have negative energy on us. And that comes from, in my belief, our self-control and our emotional spectrum, the things that we don't know that lies within us being a spiritual being. So since we have this bigger brain and we've developed the idea of self-control and we can reason and rationalize with all the things that goes on with a human being, we interpret things a lot more differently. So when it comes to my conspiracy theory of in the end things were all going to be okay, like I said in the beginning, that's not to say things in life are going to be okay. That's to say you're going to be okay, because in the end, you have control over everything. You got to understand that your mind is a very powerful place, and it will believe and do whatever it tells you to do. So there's people out here that will get punched in their face, hurt, taken through the mud, and they will still have the biggest smile. They're just still so vibrant. They're still so happy. So if people out there can exist in a place of where they can go through torture, accept all of that, and still find comfort in their life, isn't that something we should all chase after? And I understand that we're all different people, but in the end, we all want to be happy. And there's a multitude of people, if not damn near half of the fucking world, more than the world, that's unhappy. Negativity is overruling and outweighing the positivity these days. Nobody really wants to spread kindness. As you can see in content, when it comes to business, when it comes to character, especially when it comes to social media and being an influencer, negativity sells a whole lot more than positive. Nobody really wants to see positivity. People want to laugh at misery. They want to laugh at crime. They want to laugh at people's pain. On Facebook in my city, if you get exposed for anything, nobody cares if you did it or not. They just need to laugh for today. Nobody cares. They just want to laugh. So, in the eyes of perspective, you don't need things to go right in your life to be happy. You just need to be okay with things not going right and still finding a way to be happy in those things. My life is still going to fucking hell, but look where I'm at. And if I wasn't here, if I was in the worst of place, I'll adapt and find some way to be happy in that place as well too. Your mind is at the forefront of everything. So a lot of people believe that they want to stop overthinking, and there may be videos out there that tells you how to stop overthinking. But in my belief, I don't think there's a such thing as not overthinking. Overthinking is your mind working. Your mind is always working. Your mind is hardwired for survival. It doesn't care about your fulfillment of joy. It cares about your survival. It's still hardwired in those primal days of when danger could have been lurking around the bush. So now when you tie that into modern day times, that means when somebody breaks your heart, when somebody breaks your trust, a bad sexual experience, anything of traumatic, your mind will access those memories, create circumstances and scenarios and more solutions on how to get out of that. When people talk to you, your mind will question if they're being honest or not. That's not you doing it. That's your mind. When your heart is broken, your mind is trying to rationalize. Why are you in pain? How can we fix this pain? And now it's a double whammy because that is an unconscious thought that you have. That's not something you control. Those negative thoughts that you think are negative, those are not thoughts that you can control. Those are natural thoughts already coming in your head, your mind trying to process your survival. It doesn't care about the fulfillment and joy. It doesn't care that the torment that you feel like your mind is putting you through is wearing and tearing on your heart and your soul. It doesn't care about that. It just wants to keep you safe. So the goal for me, and what I think everybody should be, is the goal is not to stop overthinking. It's to mitigate how much time you actually spend in your head. Now, when I get those dark, not negative thoughts, instead of me, fuck, man, I'm tired of thinking about this, and just going into a huge frantic rage, all I like to do is acknowledge my mind, and I thank it. I say thank you, mind, for trying to keep me on game. Thank you for putting me on peaching. Thank you for trying to keep me out the way, but I got it right now. I got it. And that's what you got to say. You got to tell your mind that you got it, bro. Because if you don't tell your mind that you got it, your mind is going to try to keep having it. And that's not going to work for you. Appreciate the little things that's going on around you, because now you're adding suffering on top of that suffering. Going back to your mind is having those negative thoughts by itself without you actually thinking about it. So now when you thinking positive, now you have two conflicting thoughts in your head. You have positive thoughts, you have quote unquote negative thoughts. And those positive thoughts are something you have to think about. So now you're entering those positive thoughts in your head, colliding with those negative thoughts. And now you get, for most people, that overwhelming sense of, when you continue to try to fix your problems and think positive, it just weighs more negatively down on you and drain you a whole lot faster. Because here's the thing, right? I don't hear a lot of people say this. People tell you to think positive, but thinking positive is not enough. Be positive. You can think positive all you fucking want. Can I think about killing somebody and never kill them? Can I think about going to get something to eat and never going to get it? So you can think positive all you want, but if you don't bring those positive thoughts into fruition, if you don't bring those positive thoughts into the world that you currently live in reality, then those thoughts will just always be thoughts. Because those negative thoughts that's draining in your head, those negative thoughts only exist of substantial reasons of reality that you live in right now. So you have to change those reasons. Don't just think positive, be positive. Take that energy and do something productive with it. Drugs, sex, alcohol, religion, all those things are just ideologies that people put their backs against to cope. And because people think that one thing is more healthier than the other, they would never see it all as in the same light. But in the end, find something productive and positive to do with that energy. Right now, I'm hurting. My heart broken. I want to hit up fine shit. I want to try to fix things with fine shit. But fine shit has her own things to deal with. Fine shit has her battles that she's fighting. I don't want to make things harder on fine shit, but I'm worried about fine shit. So instead of bothering fine shit and making her journey a whole lot harder than I already fucking did, sorry, I'm out here making a video. I'm putting these thoughts to use. I'm putting this energy to use. And outside of fine shit, I'm happy as fuck. This is the happiest I've been in my whole entire life. And I feel like I really can preach this to you, because had you known me, I did used to be a negative person. And when people told me I used to be negative, I never really understood that. And although I felt like I was negative under circumstances, it can be draining. You have to understand that these thoughts that you have, they're no good for nobody. You, your partner, your friends, your mothers, your boss, none of that stuff. People will let a minuscule situation, a quick 30-second interaction they had out of the 24 hours in their day, fuck up and change the whole dynamic of their day. And that is crazy, bro. That is crazy. The level of self-control that we need to have for that not to happen is fucking detrimental, because letting somebody that you had a 30-second interaction with fuck up your 24 hours is fucking insane. And then that becomes on you. Accountability. Everything is you. Your perception is you. Your reality is you. Your feelings are you. So what you think is what you feel. What you feel is what you perceive, and how you perceive dictates your reality. People often say somebody did this to me. Somebody did this to that. Somebody made me feel this way. Somebody made me feel that way. Somebody did do something to you in action, but nobody made you feel that way. You made you feel that way because how you perceive their actions. Nobody made you mad. You made you mad with your reaction. Accountability. It's a lot more easier and helpful when you point the finger at yourself, because pointing the finger at other people and trying to get them to change course and make amends, it's a no-go, because a lot of people don't have accountability either. So when you just take all that blame you're trying to put towards somebody else and just face it back towards yourself, and you look at it in the mirror. I look at myself every day in the fucking mirror. When you take all that and you look back in the mirror and you think to yourself, damn, man, I fucked my whole feng shui up, man. A lot more often I've been using I, not nobody else, but I. Key word today, I. I as in accountability, self-accountability at that. I'm really making this message today because I want people to free themselves off the shackles that they have put themselves in. It's one thing when you don't know. It's another thing when you know. And I know that I'm 24. You probably don't want to trust somebody that's not a seasoned veteran as in up in age. But people have to understand one thing. Age does not equate to wisdom. Experience does. So people often mistake that, being in your 30s, you assume you should know a whole lot more than me. But I done been through a lot more shit than people have in their 40s. And I'm only 24. I've seen things and experienced things a whole lot faster and younger than people did that has been living this whole life. I met someone about last year, a 70-year-old, walking through the park on a hike. And she told me at 70 years old, she's just now finding herself. No rule book and guidelines to this life. And it's all about philosophy, you feel me? Everybody has a belief. Everybody has a certain conviction they walk by. And I believe that in the philosophy I live, this matrix that we live, these gender related ideologies, these social constructs of the world, the perspective, the basically just living the life another man that's not even here wants me to live is no longer okay for me. That's not what I want to do. Having money is not okay. That's not what I want. Money doesn't make me happy. Same thing in experience. And experience is truth. There's multiple truths to life. Just because somebody would do something you wouldn't do doesn't make it the wrong thing. Good and bad is very vague. Would you look at a lion killing a cub and say the lion was evil? Would you look at a animal raping another animal and saying it's evil? No, you probably say it's fucked up, but would you call it evil? You consider it's the animal kingdom. But because we have self-control in our brains and the ability to think and rationalize our actions and our emotions and spiritual beings on a spectrum, we tend to judge. Everybody has moral and principles that they live by. Some people don't. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out myself. But all I know is nobody's perspective is greater than another. There's multiple truths in life. Everybody wants to be happy, right? The same way you want to be happy, I want to be happy. The same way I want to be happy, the next person want to be happy. So if the next person is a serial killer and killing people really makes them happy, who are we as human beings with no ownership and rulership of this world on a sentient level can tell another man that he can't be happy? That's wrong to do. I don't judge rapists, pedophiles, molesters, or none of that off of what they do. I don't like it. I don't think in the world that we live in, they should just walk around freely, but at the same time, it feels sad for them that they can't do those things that brings them joy, because in the world that we live in, the morals and principles of our society bend them to do that. So now we have a group of people that want to be free and do those heinous crimes in a human view, and they can't. So now while we out here being happy, they're not. So it's not fair. It's not fair to anybody. You get what I'm saying? Everybody deserves to be happy. I don't have any judgment for anybody. Not negative judgment, I guess. I guess it's in human nature to judge, but not any judgment of negativity. I don't think when I judge is righteous either, but I also know there's no negative energy when I'm judging. There's multiple truths. Me and you can be in the same place. We could be in a coffee shop together. Me and you can order the same drink, hear the same music, smell the same fragrance in the air, and both have a different outlook on life. Both have a different understanding of the surrounding that we in. You can have all the emotional intelligence and discernment that you want, but if you don't share the same perspective with somebody, you would never understand why they live the way they live. And it's going to be easy to judge somebody else from doing something that you wouldn't do. But also remember, same way you wouldn't do something, there's something about your life that somebody wouldn't do either. So what does that say about you? It'll just be a never-ending constant cycle of judging. Keyword today, I am at fault. I am in control of my mind. I am in control of my emotions. Peace. Seek after that happiness, though. Chase after that happiness. And don't let nobody come in between that happiness game. Don't. Do whatever it takes to get that happiness and stop pointing the fingers at other people. The faster you can point it at yourself and self-reflect and change about you, because you can change you faster than you can change somebody else. So do the work. Shadow work. Shadow work will bring your unconsciousness to your conscious self and make you realize all the things. A lot of you guys got triggers you don't even know. A lot of you guys got trauma buried you don't even know. So do the work, gang. Do the work. HollowLyfe out. What? Wait. That was fucking lame. I'm just gonna walk off.
Kill shit, you ain't never pinched nobody. You ain't never been on the drill, sit outside till the sun come up, cause you ain't see nobody. You ain't never seen a nigga head lean over to the side, cause he just got hit in his noggin. Fuck niggas stop all the nuns.